Hello traders, today I'm going to show you how to install the new liquidation hunting bot. So for the new liquidation hunting bot, there's only one single file. You download the file and unzip and put the file here into a empty folder and just double click to run. So when you double click, you can see the console. First thing is you can see the console is auto pop up and with all those message. So it will check the running environment and check the FTX account connection, exchange connection, Binance exchange connections. And for this liquidation hunting bot, it's free to use. So if you don't have any license, the free license will be applied. So and it will automatically create two folders. One is data folder, one is a log folder. So single file, double click, no install required, but you need to make sure you have the permission to write and read in this particular folder. To me, it's just the LH folder, which is liquidation hunting folder. And if you see everything is passed, then the web browser will be auto opened, and then you can see the web browser is here. So for now, because this is the first time I set up this one, so there's no API keys. So you have to input your API keys to make it work. So currently for this free bot, it supports FTX. So let me set up the FTX API keys. For this one, I create the case and a sub account. I can show you the case is here. So what I'll do is I'll input the API keys and also the API secret. And my sub account name. So for this bot, you don't have to put your main account keys. It allows you to put the sub account keys. So this key and secret will only work for this sub account. So you click save. It says FTX key updated successfully. So if it's updated successfully, you go to the date folder. You can see the two file has been generated, and that's save your case. And if you try to open the file, yeah, you can see the file is encrypted, so no one can see what is the actual content in the case. Okay. And currently the log file is empty because you don't have any trading yet. Okay, let's go back to the main window here. So now you can set up the liquidation hunting bot. So for example, yes, so you can see the balance you have, the leverage you have, that's connect to your sub account. And now I'll try to make a new trade. So let me pick the BTC perpetual, and the trade direction is both. Size to trade is, so this is a minimum size you can put for the BTC. For testing purpose, let me just put 0.1. and what is the entry conditions. So this is a liquidation hunting bot, so it's triggered by the liquidations. So I can say for the last 5 minutes, if any liquidations has the size of 10,000 USD dollar value, because this is the USD dollar value, and maximum liquidation size, let's put 400. Let me put it bigger, so 1 million. I put 1 million USD dollar size, let's make it simple as this. And also exit conditions, I make exit condition stop loss, for example $100. This is, and take profit $50. And the let's make simple for now. And then the settings. So here is a very important part. So there's an index. What does index means? You will know later. I will explain it later. So now I put the index 1. I click save. So both saved correctly. So you have this one. Because the bot allow you to put multiple trade for one coin. For example, you have a, okay, let's do the back test first. So let's back test from this 2 hours, like 4 hours to this date. Oh, sorry. Oh, yes, one thing, you have to select the trade. Because when you add a new trade, you click save, and the trade has been saved here. But because you click save, all the form has been updated to blank. So you have to, in order to load the trade, you have to click this trade, then you load the trade, and then I click back test now. So it will show you like this. So this is short liquidation. When the short liquidation happens, price goes low. Short liquidation happens, price goes low. Long liquidation happens, price goes up. And also this is a long short ratio. If long short ratio is low, that means more people is short, and the price will go up, because the trend is always against most people. And like here, if the most people is long, then the price will goes down. So you can make the combination of the long short ratio and the liquidation values together to make the entry condition or exit condition. So this is a back test result. I don't know what the result will be, but yeah. So total trade 12, win trade 9, lose trade 2. So that's return. Yeah, because you notice there's lots of messages like already have a position open, skip. So what does that mean? It means you have a chance to enter the position, but because this trade already have a position, it's not exit yet, it's not either take profit or stop loss yet, so you will lose the chance, to enter another positions. So back to the chart here, you can actually enter 2 positions when the short liquidation happens. But if you enter this one, you only have 1 trade, then you lost another opportunities. So that's the design of the index, trading rule index. What you can do is you can make another entry with 2. So see this note here, index is a unit key for the rules of the same coins. Lower index means higher priorities. So I click update, so the same index overrides the other trading rules, and a set a different index can clone the current rules into a new rule. So that's why I set the different index. So index 2, what it does is, because this is unique, so I only have index 1, so since I have another unique index, so click update, so I will create another rule, which is basically is copy the first rules and create another trade rule here. So what I can do is I can continue update the size. For example, I update it to 2. Click update. So this size will be 2. So now you have 2 rules here. So the way it runs is, if it's finding, for example, short liquidations, these rules will be entered and the position will be filled, and after that another chance to enter the trade, you will trigger another rule, because this rule is already filled, so you have to the second rule will be filled. You can fill unlimited rules here, like for example I can click edit of this one, and then go to settings, make it 3. So that means I have a, if my balance is enough, I can enter like 3 trade. Yeah, so it's just change the size to distinguish the different trade, so you can see like this. And another beauty things of this is you can even enter for different coins. For example, I added this one, and then I make BTC perpetual to, for example, BNB perpetual, and then because BNB perpetual, the size, the minimum size is 0.1, so I can't make this one. I have to, for example, I have to do this, and then yeah, I leave the entry position, exit position. Oh, that's too much for BNB. So BNB is, let's say, yeah, let's update it like this. Click update. Now you can see you have 3 rules because I didn't update the index, so it's overwriting. So before, the third rule is BTC perpetual. I loaded the BTC perpetual for the index 3 and I updated the coins names and the size, everything, but I didn't update the index, so that's why it overwrites the index. So the third rule will be the BNB perpetual now. So the beauty thing is when the bot is enabled, it runs for each loop, it runs from the index top to the bottom. For example, in here, if I update this index to 10, yeah, so I create a new rules of 10. So the order will be run this first if this has position failed, and then check this one, and if this still have position failed, then it will fall back to this one. I mean, when the BTC perpetual has liquidations, it will check those 1, 2, 3, and if BNB liquidation happens, it will check this rule. So you can set up multiple coins, and that's why for this bot, the pot, you cannot change the pot. It's just one bot. So that's the beauty as well. So you have only single file, there's no pot file, so you don't need to update the pot number. The pot is always 888 because you can set up multiple coins trading here. And also you can do the back testing, because although it's liquidations, it's very quite obviously when the long short ratio and the long short liquidations, but it's not always the case you can make money. So you have to set up the entry condition, especially the exit conditions, properly, and then do a back test. You can adjust the back test parameters, and then make the best fit for your trading and get the best back test result. And regarding the back test result, it only tests one rules. So that's why, say, if you have multiple rules, you always get the better result in the real trading. So back test only test one rules. I already said here. So the actual trading performance may better than the back test result. Back test doesn't cover all the cases like liquidation, take profit, and multiple trade for the coins. So what is a liquidation, take profit? Oh yes, here. So for this exit conditions, condition 1 and condition 2 are based on the price changes. If I click both exit condition 1 and 2, what does it mean? It means if I set a stop loss $100, let me make sure here. If I set stop loss $100, but if I set a stop loss percentage, for example 2%, that's a lot, and take profit percentage 1%. So when the bot runs, it will compare this value and pick the small one for the stop loss, the small smaller one for the take profit. For example, the BTC, according to the current price, the 2% maybe it's close to $400, $300. So you set stop loss $100 for fixed USD value, but you also set the 2% stop loss, which is $300. So it will end up with using the $100. So make sure you understand this. Normally you only take one of these, but you can take both. The bot will do the calculation to pick the minimum value for stop loss and take profit. And this, if you take this, that's different things. So this is take profit on liquidations on the other side. What does this mean? It means if I enter the position like here, short liquidation, I enter the position here, and if on the other end the liquidation happened here, I will exit here. So it is regardless of the price change, but you have to put the proper value. For example, it's thing like the entry conditions. So if in last 5 minutes and the liquidation size on the other side is more than $10,000, I will take profit or stop loss, whatever. Not this will be always be the market order, because that liquidation happens, I'll just take the profit or stop loss immediately. And these two are limit orders, because this is a preset, because you put a fixed value there, so it's a limit order. Yeah. So let me take off this now and take off this now and click update. So remember, every time you click update, it's just remove all the value for this form, because the trading rule has been saved here. Okay, so that's it. And another thing I want to mention is, when you create a new rules, let's say when I go for ADA perpetual, I can click view chart. What does view chart means? It just give you it give you the ADA perpetuals price actions here, and also the short liquidations, long liquidations here. So you can view the chart. So before you fill anything like this size, this size is something. I didn't. Sorry, I should empty this. Before you fill anything here, you can view the coins. For example, I choose another coins like BCH perpetual. So all those value are empty now, not value added yet. So I can just view the chart. So you can view the chart of this BCH perpetual. You can see the short liquidation like this, long liquidation like this. So to having a chart is help you to figure out what's the entry conditions, what's the best value to set up for the entry condition and the exit conditions. So you know the numbers, like the what liquidation is, like big liquidation, what so you know the numbers. Okay, let me mention another entry point which is very helpful here. It's a long short account ratio. Let me go back to the BTC perpetual. These rules. So as you know, we already set up the entry conditions for the liquidations. We can combine the entry condition for the long short account or global long short account ratio and this. So what does this mean? Okay, this means in 5 minutes frequencies. Let me go back to the chart first. Let me go back to view the chart first. Okay, so these are BTC perpetuals. So you can see now the long short ratio is around 2%, it's not percent, it's 2, ratio is 2 and 1. So if you reckon this 1.9 is very high, you don't want to long at this point, you can set the absolute value of 1.9 here. So entry condition, maximum LSR. So if you set 1.9, that's the maximum LSR for your loan. So if you want to loan the coins, and if the LSR is more than 1.9, it will stop you enter the loan position. And this is a minimum short minimum LSR. For example, I put 1.8 according to this chart. If I put 1.8, that means if this chart is long short ratio is drop below 1.8, I will not short, because most people are doing short. I don't want to do short. So that's absolute value of long short minimum and long short. Yeah, but that's absolute value, and this is dynamic values. So this is even more beautiful. Like here, long with LSR less than 1% of moving average over previous 5 LSR. So what does this mean? This means only if the current LSR is less than moving average over last 5 LSR on 5 minutes candle, that means I want to go long. That's allowed long, because the current LSR is less than the average 5 LSR before. That means current LSR is lower. Lower means less people going to long. So that's, I think I can go long, because less people going to long, I can go long. And here is the same story. If the short LSR is more than 1% of average previous 5, I go short. So if short with LSR is more than 1% of a moving average over previous 5 LSR, that means short, the current LSR is very high. That means lots of people is long, so I can enter the short. So this is allow you to enter the short. So let me just do a dumb testing. So I update this rule with all this setup here, and then I rerun the back test. Let's run 6 hours. See if we can see something. Okay, 6 hours. Oh, by the way, all the time here is UTC time, so I don't count with your local time. Please remember, this is all UTC time. So in here, okay, we can see something, because this short liquidation fund on blah blah blah, but because we set the LSR rules, so it will telling you LSR doesn't meet LSR from this time to this time with average this one, because we set 1% margin, and then it will calculate the error. The threshold of LSR is more than the current LSR, so that doesn't enter the trade. So that's because we set up the entry conditions here. So short liquidation fund, and this is also the same things. So yeah, that's very helpful. So and you can change the date to any date within the 30 days. For example, I can change it to 11 November 14. It still work. backtest, because you want to, if you, in case in last 30 days you want to test a particular time you think it is nothing found. Let's, because no liquidation found, let me test another one here. Okay, on this time it has liquidations. So yeah, so this is a LSR condition doesn't meet, because this one doesn't meet, and yeah, so you can play around with these long short ratios, and you can do the back test with the times. Okay, and another thing I want to mention is, let me do a test, to a live run test. So I set up so many rules. What I do now is because I want to do a live test, because liquidation doesn't happens very often, so I change this for 60 minutes, because within the last 60 minutes there definitely have some liquidations happens there. So I can show you guys how the live trading is like that, because notice my current balance is very small. Even if I want to trade this very tiny small amount of BTC, the remaining balance doesn't support that, so it should quit. It should say insufficient amount and disable the bot. So what I do is, so I close this history and I click enable. Are you sure you want to enable? Yes, I do. Okay, it's enabled. Oh, sorry, I forgot to update, because I once changed this to 60 minutes, I have to click update. Okay, now it's updated. Yeah, so click enable. So normally you don't want to set a so large number there, because it's too large. Okay, so it was telling you blah blah blah, because this is unsatisfied, blah blah BTC. Because yeah, for the index 1, remember here we set a LSR, but for the but index 1 rules don't satisfy with the LSR condition, so it's ignored. But for the other rules, index 2 rules, we don't set the LSR, so it try to enter the trade with market sale and on short liquidations, but because we don't have sufficient fund, so the bot has been disabled. Yeah, after the bot has been disabled, the bot actually is being disabled. So so the bot should stop running. Let me refresh the page. You can see the current status is disabled. The bot is stopped running. And also, by the way, all these log files is actually in the log. It's actually in here. So that's all your logs. Yeah, I can open here. So it's all your logs. So you will not lost your logs if you close the web browser. So remember, this bot, this is the core part of the bot. So the web browser is just the interface to interaction with this bot. So you can close, you don't have to always open this web browser, you can just close it and the bot will keep running. As long as no exception found in here, it will keep running. Okay, so one last thing is, the free license is applied only to the account using my referral links. So if you want use referral links, you can get the free license. Only if you use the referral links to register with FTX, you can get the free license for this bot. But if you don't want use my referral links, for example, you're already in the VIP levels and you just want to use your own account, you don't want to register a new account, there is still one way. You need to ask me for a license file, which is like this license file. Okay, so this is your license file. So I will send you the similar license file like this. So what does this license file do is, you tell me your API keys, not the secret, just your API keys. So let me go back to the so our bot is running, right? So you can access this web browser at any time when the bot is running. So you need to tell me your API keys. Once you tell me your API keys, I will generate a license for you. So I will make the license being purchasable on my website. But for now, you can just send me a message. I will generate a license for you. So what you do is you place this license into the same folder of the bot, and then okay, because now it says because I put the license here, so it's just a paid license. If I remove this, for example, I just cut and delete. Don't know, maybe I just moved here. So the license doesn't exist in the folder. So if you refresh this, it will says free license applied. The free license, because this account is using my referral link, so it's free license applied. But if I put the license into the same folder here, then it will be paid license. Yeah. So after you put the license file here, you can even just double click this to run the bot. You will see it will says license valid to this one, paid license applied. And yeah, so paid license and the free license showing different here as well, also in here as well. And one important things you need to know is, like in here you can see the status, account bot status is stopped, and in the liquidation, just wait, okay, in liquidation hunting bot page, this current status is disabled. So when you enable it, and at that time you just suddenly close this console, so next time you rerun this console, it will still be enabled. So that's very critical things you need to know. The reason to design this is for auto recovery. I'll talk about this later, but first let me explain what does auto enable means. So once you enable it, either you click the disable button here, or you running out your amount, it will disable. But if you close this the bot, next time you open the bot, it will still be running. So if you want to stop the bot being running, what you can do, let me do, for example, I click enable, yes, it's enabled, and I quickly click disable. Sorry, I quickly close the bot, kill the bot. The bot is still enabled. Let me just click this bot again, run the bot again. and then this is open, the browser is open, you see the bot status is still running. So that's risky if you don't want the bot keep running. So what you can do, yeah, here because I have running out of the amount, so it's just disabled. I go back to this page, it will say it's stopped, but actually when the first run, this one is still enabled. So how to prevent, if you want to say I close this bot, next time I don't want the bot being running, what you can do is you go to the data folder, delete the bot status file, just delete it. So if you delete this file and then rerun the bot here, then the previous running bot will be stopped. Okay, so come to the second question, why I make this design to be the why I designed it in this way. So the bot, once it's running, even if you stop it, next time you run it, it will continue running. It's because most of the time you want to deploy this bot onto the server, either Windows server or Linux server. And on the server you can set up as, if the Linux, I believe is a system D, if in the Windows you can set up a Windows server to call this one. So what is a service means? Service means if anything accidentally happens to kill the bot, so next time the service will rerun the bot. So after the service rerun the bot will continue doing its work. So the bot will not be killed by anything. So that's the purpose. But for most of the time, if you don't want to combine the bot into a service, you don't need to worry about that. But the key takeaway is you have to delete this bot status file if you want to stop the bot before next launch. If you already launched the bot, you can just simply delete the simply click the disable button on the bot, then it will just disable your bot. Okay, and the one last thing is, this bot is for the beta testing now. So the released version will be only valid to 25th of December, sorry. So if it's stable, I will release a formal version bot, then the restriction will be removed. No, currently there's no restriction, but I mean the expiry time of this bot will be removed. But anyway, there's always a free bot for everyone to use, as long as you use my referral link to register FTX. Okay, thanks guys, that's all for today.